Good evening, short story writers. So, we are continuing the message in a bottle theme, and tonight's story prompt is that your protagonist, he or she, they walk into a fast food joint and they place an order. It takes a few minutes, as it does sometimes, and when they walk away, get outside with it, or sit down at the table, wherever this takes place, they open it up and they find that there's a note inside, concealed maybe in the napkin or maybe on the napkin, with a phone number and I know this is crazy, but call me maybe type of message on it, or text me or whatever. How do they respond? Now, just to go through the usual paces of, if it is a literary fiction, then some literary fiction writers who would take the easy cop out, and there would be a storm of inner angst, who would possibly, like me, self-loathing and all that other stuff, and there would be no real outcome to the story. But it's also possible to write literary fiction where that person goes through that and then decides, you know something, let's take a chance. Maybe they hear something on the radio inspiring them, a song where the message is, let's take a chance. Okay, so write a happier ending. Happier ending where they go out on a date, but maybe it doesn't work out, maybe it does work out. I don't know. It's your story after all. Please go ahead and write it. Sci-fi, science fiction, which is sci-fi, of course. I meant to say horror, Slipstream, and all those other fantasy type ones. Maybe they are being called to take part in a project of some kind, some sort of an experiment, and this is part of the experiment, some sort of sci-fi thing. A company is, who does respond, and then a psychological type of thing. Maybe there are repercussions beyond that. Horror, well, it could be that there's a monster at work in a fast food joint and they want to lure people into their world. Thrillers, they could be, they're looking for recruits, people who are willing to do crazy things on a whim. And the same will go for action movies. So there you go. That's today's little prompt. We did that in just over 3 minutes. Okay. So there'll be another one tomorrow. I've got at least 2 more of these in my head. But I'm thinking I can probably rustle up another 3 because we're creatives. That's the kind of thing we do, isn't it? Okay. I will see you tomorrow, and if you've enjoyed this, then there's a thumbs up. If you think it's a totally silly suggestion, then there's a thumbs down button. So feel free to apply your finger to either of those. Good night.